What's up, boys and girls? How are you? Welcome into a Week 7 Sunday live stream here on the Betting Pros YouTube channel. He is Pat Fitzmaurice. I am Matt Perrault. You normally get us on Tuesdays. You get us 2 times this week. Normally, we break down heading into the week. Now we're day of, and we get to break it down with you guys here for the next hour. Picks and plays and everything going on. Pat, good to see you. You look better. You're going to sound better than the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are absolutely horrific. It is 21-0 after 3 quarters, Pat. All Rams in London.
And I know you were on the Rams, Matt. Good job on that one. I feel silly for not being on the Rams with you. I, for some reason, thought this could be an evenly matched game and that maybe the Jaguars had some sort of advantage with the familiarity with the London routine. Not so much the case. This has just been so one-sided.
It's a trend that I think we have to pay attention to with Sean McVay being a road favorite. So the number is 4. Okay. This number closed at 3. So we don't completely get there. But Sean McVay is 19-0 as a road or neutral favorite when the number is 4 or higher. And I didn't think there was that big of a difference between 3 or 4 here. And he had his team so ready to go last week that I thought, you know what? I can't trust this Jacksonville Jaguar team because going into the game, they were tied for the top in the NFL in turnovers. And this team, look, we've seen it in the NFL. Turnover luck can flip very quickly. Yep. If you don't get turnovers, this Jaguar team can't score. They have no points in 3 quarters, and they have no turnovers. So I don't know. I watched Trevor Lawrence, and you tell me what you see, because I see a clipboard in his future in the very near future, because I don't think this guy right now is a starting quarterback in the NFL.
If his first read isn't there, he struggles. Like I don't know what I would love to see what his passer rating is when he does not throw to his first read, because it can't be very good. Like it's just, and it seems like, I don't know. I would have thought he would be farther along in Liam Cohen's offense by now.
I would agree. Here we are now into week number 7. So this is an interesting week because of the buys. Obviously, 2 big name teams are off. Buffalo and Baltimore are both on buys this week, but the Chiefs are at home against the Raiders. Number just keeps on climbing. We can't find a ceiling for this. It opened up at 10.5. It is 13.5, and we might get to 14 by the time we get off the air here. 44.5 or 45 from a total perspective. Do you give the Raiders any shot, Pat, here coming up today?
Not to win outright, Matt, but our colleague Andrew Erickson had some good nuggets on this game in his weekly betting primer, which I urge everyone to check out every week for some valuable betting information. The Raiders have covered the spread in 3 straight games against the Chiefs. Over the last 3 seasons, Geno Smith is 9-5 against the spread as a road underdog. The Chiefs have failed to cover the spread in 13 of their last 20 games. And the Chiefs have failed to cover their spread in their last 6 games against AFC West opponents. Oh, and one more, Matt. This is maybe my favorite of the bunch. In games during the Patrick Mahomes era, when the Chiefs have been favored by 7 or more points, they're 13-24-1 against the spread. Chiefs just always seem to play with their food when they get the Raiders at home. Like I have bet the Chiefs covering big numbers against the Raiders before and have been burned by it. And I think the Raiders can keep this respectable and cover.
What was the Christmas Day game? Was that 2 years ago? When was that? When the Raiders beat the Chiefs on Christmas Day?
I can't remember. It was either 2 or 3 years ago where the Chiefs would just get the ball and immediately turn it over. Yeah. Gave the Raiders a bunch of short fields. Yes. And in fact, I was just with one of our Fantasy Pros colleagues who lives in Kansas City and was at that game with his kids. A Merry freaking Christmas for him. He was not too fun. Not too fun for him and the family.
Yeah. So that's my point on this game. And I think if this does hit 14, or even you want to buy it up to 14, it shouldn't be too expensive. It should only be like 10 cents to buy that thing up to 14 at the moment at most sports books. I mean, heck, Circa's at 13.5 right now here in Vegas. BetMGM's at 13, but they're at minus 105. Caesars is 13.5. I just think this Raider team, if they don't turn the football over, Max Crosby tends to eat when it comes to the Chiefs. Like, he loves to sack Patrick Mahomes. He normally gets up for the game. So Geno's turnovers have come at home, not so much on the road. He probably is good for a pick today, but he is generally a good road quarterback, like you just talked about when Andrew Erickson pointed out from a numbers perspective. So I would be very careful. This is everyone's favorite Survivor pick, okay?
Yep.
The world's on the Chiefs for Survivor. I don't hate it, but we have seen crazier things when you're betting divisional games. And Pete Carroll, I mean, you want to quiet down some of the criticism that's happening here in Las Vegas about what this Raider team has looked like. Go to Arrowhead and win the game outright.
Yeah.
The Chiefs.
And Matt, to your point about Max Crosby potentially eating in this matchup, no Josh Simmons for the Chiefs, which is a big thing. One of their starting tackles, which could, compromise the protection for Mahomes.
And frankly, if they can't run the football, and the Chiefs haven't been able to run the football that effectively, they have a hard time sustaining drives. So I know everyone's talking about the fact that you're getting Rashee Rice back and you got Worthy and Rice, but he hasn't played for 2 months. I mean, this is his preseason. Like, this is the beginning of the year for him. So I don't know how effective or how big of a part of the game plan he's going to be. I'm sure they're going to work him in some form or fashion with the home run ball potentially or something, but I don't think Rice goes off for like 9 catches and 150 yards today for this Chief offense.
Probably not. And I do understand the groundswell for the Chiefs. They have looked like the dynasty era Chiefs these last couple of weeks, but it makes you wonder if maybe they're just due for kind of a sloppy game.
Yes. Look, I would take the points. The only way I would play this game is taking the 13.5 or taking the 14. Miami and Cleveland. My on-the-ground people are telling me, Pat, that the weather is every bit what they thought it was going to be today with extremely high winds. It is not nice at all in Cleveland. The weather is not that cold, but it's just a gloomy, windy, kind of a nasty Ohio type of October fall day. This total has absolutely plummeted from 41.5 down to 34.5 at certain books. I know everyone's on the under. I'm staying away from it, but I'm just going to keep the under thought and say if the game goes under, that means Miami doesn't score. And I like Dylan Gabriel better than some people in terms of being at home, run the football up against Miami, because I'm not backing Tua on the road in weather ever. I laid the 2.5 with the Browns. Where are you on Browns Dolphins today?
Just because of the weather being such a wild card for this one, Matt. And by the way, like, the story of the weather, it definitely matters in Cleveland. That is one stadium that is, if anything, it almost exacerbates the wind since it's sitting there right on the lake. There's kind of a wind tunnel effect.
It swirls in that stadium.
Yes. Yeah. Kicking is going to be a challenge. So I wrote in my notes when I was kind of prepping for the show last night, I would play the under down to about 34.5. That's
where it is.
So, yeah, I'd still be willing to take it at this number. I got it yesterday at like 36. So I just can't imagine you would see a field goal attempt of more than about 40 yards today. And the kicking percentage is probably going to be pretty low. Maybe turnovers create some short fields, and that's the path to the over here. But I just can't see either team kind of marching it up and down the field. I know Miami's run defense is bad, but man, you figure they're going to be able to stack the box in a game like this. So I'll take the under. I just can't take either side with the weather being such an unpredictable factor here.
I think the Browns are a little bit better than people think at home. And I think if this game was in Miami, I would be 100% saying, okay, the Dolphins are no play on this. But I just cannot back this Dolphins team because Mike McDaniel, if they get blown out here today, Mike McDaniel could get fired on Monday. Like this is trending in the wrong direction. We're hearing all these different reports about what's going on in Miami. We've got Tua calling out his teammates and then having to go back out to the podium to apologize for calling people out. Like it is a mess right now in Miami. And I don't think anybody wants to go play football against a physical defense that the Browns are going to showcase here today. So I really don't like what's going on with Miami. Touchdown Rams. It's now 28-0 with 11 to play in the fourth quarter. Matthew Stafford continues to rip apart this Jaguar defense, and things are going from bad to worse in Jacksonville. So that start for Liam Cohen was pretty good, Pat, but it's the wheels are off right now for the Jags.
They are indeed.
Not great. All right, the game. I'm wearing the hat. Patriots at the Titans. This number was 6. It was bet to 7, and now all the pro money is coming in here on the Titans. It's 6.5 for the Patriots on the road for a third consecutive week. It is the revenge game for Mike Vrabel, the former coach of the Titans. The Titans have won 4 games since they fired Mike Vrabel. The Patriots are 4-2 heading into this game this season. Where are you on Titans and the Patriots? Because I can tell you right now, this feels like a backdoor cover to me. This feels like the Patriots win, and the Titans backdoor cover this game late.
That would not surprise me. The Titans are 2-8 against the spread in their last 10, 0-10 against the spread in their last 10 home games. Meanwhile, the Patriots 3-0 against the spread on the road this season. But Matt, I usually like betting on a team the week after it fires its head coach. A lot of times the players feel like a weight has been lifted. They go out and play a good game, almost as if they want to verify, yes, the coach was the problem. And there have been rumors that Brian Callahan was not well liked in that locker room. So since 2003, teams that fired their head coach in season, 17-21 straight up in their next game, but 22-16 against the spread. So pretty good signal on that hunch about, taking the interim coach. But can I back a team that's getting outscored by 13 points a game and getting outgained by 86 yards a game? I just can't. Plus, you've got the revenge game factor for Mike Vrabel. I'm just going to lay off this one, Matt, and I don't really see value in the total either.
Yeah, so this is, I think that's probably the best way of approaching this. I've teased this game down. So I've taken it from 7 down to 1. You can take it from 6.5 down to 0.5 point. I think that's the way to play this. I cannot see the Patriots losing this game outright. It would stub the toe. It would stop the progression. It would do everything that's been positive for the Patriots. It would throw it all into reverse. And I'm just not ready to say the Patriots are going to go on the road against the Titans team that just lost to the Raiders 20-10 last week. And that defense is going to do something to Drake May that he hasn't seen before, given the way he has played the last 2 weeks on the road for the Patriots. So this schedule is very easy for New England. I'll say this. If the Patriots go into Tennessee and win this game by 24 points or more, I will start to get on the bandwagon for the Patriots to be the representative in San Francisco in the Super Bowl. I will get on the Patriot bandwagon talk about Drake May, second year, unbelievable. If they go in there and because the best teams in the NFL go into this situation and they annihilate their opponent. They take it like what the Rams are doing right now to the Jaguars. You play a bad team, you go up 28-0 and you blow them out. I don't think that happens today for the Patriots. I don't think the Pats are that good yet. There is a lot of overreaction happening right now about Drake May in this offense. Stephon Diggs is playing. That's huge for the Patriots offense. But I think people have to just kind of, in New England, tap the brakes just a little bit on Drake. He could have a bad game today, or at least a step back type of game today. 3 straight road games is really hard for anybody in the NFL. And normally this would be, if Brian Callahan was a good coach, and he's not, him and Zach Taylor both needs to be out of the league, but Brian Callahan now is. The Patriots in this spot would be the perfect fade. 3 straight road games, second-year coach, everyone, or second-year quarterback, first-year coach, everything. But the revenge factor is so big here. Vrabel's going into this game wanting to just absolutely destroy this team for what they did to him and put him on the sidelines. He was a consultant for the Browns, for goodness sakes, last year. This is hard for me to sit there and say, come on. You can say, guys, you can say all you want about that take. That it's nuts for everybody who hates the Patriots doesn't want to hear it. But the numbers right now going into week 7, the Patriots are a top 10 team in the NFL. And if the Patriots go and destroy the Titans today, you can tell me schedule. You can say all those things that you want. But this is a Mike Vrabel coach team. Remember, Mike Vrabel with the Titans had them as the number 1 seed in the AFC. Okay. When he was at the Titans, they were the number 1 seed in the AFC. He has a track record of being a very good head coach. And there could be trades made. The defense is playing well. Look at the AFC. There are problems. The problem with the Bills, problem with the Ravens, problem with the Chiefs. There's nobody that's like a slam dunk. Like, this team's the best team in the AFC right now, in my opinion. Do you have one, Pat, that's the best team in the AFC?
No, there's no obvious standout. If I had to default to someone, maybe the Bills, but they are a flawed team. They've got problems. They can't stop the run. I don't know if they can. They don't have a go-to receiver. There are a lot of issues. So no one. It's probably Kansas City right now, Matt.
Yes, I would agree. Yeah,
but
it's Mahomes. But they have major flaws. Okay,
right.
They lose today. They were not going to, but they lose today. They've got 3 losses already. This is, we're not talking about a typical start to the year for Kansas City where they're 5-1 and they're looking like they're going to dominate. The Chargers have the inside track to win the division. The Chiefs might be on the road in the postseason.
Yep.
So, and we haven't seen them.
Yeah, everyone has warts in the AFC, to your point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm just saying everyone hates the Patriots, but it's not a crazy thing to say the Patriots are one of the top 5, top 10 teams in football, let alone the AFC.
No. And May is fantastic too. He is a legitimate, like, near MVP candidate.
He's number 4 in the betting market right now in MVP markets. It's crazy for a second-year quarterback. New Orleans and Chicago. This is a wild game. This is in your neck of the woods, Pat. We've seen a lot of money and a lot of professional money come in on the Saints here. This number opened up at 6. We're down to 4.5 or 4 here at most books across the world. Total is 43.5, pretty much cemented across everywhere. But are the Bears going to lose at home to the Saints today?
It's interesting, Matt. And maybe the weather is a bit of an equalizer here too. Like, Cleveland is getting the headlines for the weather, but it's going to be windy for this one. Sustained winds of 18 to 22 miles an hour, depending on which forecast you look at. Gusts of maybe up to 35, 37 miles an hour. It's been raining all morning, although the rain's supposed to stop right before game time. Conditions aren't going to be catastrophic for passing, but moving the ball through the air is going to be tough. And if these teams have to lean on their ground games, Saints have a better run defense than the Bears. That's one of the strengths of the Saints. They're 9th in DVOA against the run. Bears are outside the top 20, giving up 156.4 rushing yards per game, 5.7 yards per carry. The Bears had a Monday night game last week, so they're on a bit of a rest disadvantage. 1-10 against the spread in the last 11 games where the Bears have a rest disadvantage. And yeah, not that a trend like this matters because it largely predates the coaches and players, but the Saints have won 8 straight games against the Bears too. So
how about that?
I do like the Saints here, and I really like the under. Like, this game seems unlikely to be a shootout. I think I would have liked the under here, even in benign weather conditions.
Right.
Windy day, I really like the under.
I believe Travis Hunter just scored his first ever career NFL touchdown. So Travis Hunter into the end zone for the Jags. It's 28-7 now over in London. So I think that's his first catch for a touchdown, right? I think that's Hunter's first.
I believe so.
First score. So chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's Hunter's first career touchdown. So 28-7 now. Jaguars won't get shut out, but they're not winning this football game. They're down by 3 scores still here with 10 to play in the 4th quarter. Onside kick most likely coming. We'll see what happens with the Jaguars here, but I don't think the Rams blow this game. I'm very curious because the number is 43.5, right? So if the wind is going to be similar in Chicago as it is going to be in Cleveland, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of a play on the under. It's a really good point by you. I mean, it's kind of surprising. And maybe it's because of Caleb Williams. They feel like Caleb in this offense, they've been scoring, and the Bears for the most part have been a really over team so far this season. Yeah. So maybe that's some of the fear. But if it's going to be as windy as you're saying,
not quite as severe as Cleveland.
Okay,
like enough to be a bit of a factor though. So it pushes me even further towards the under.
Yeah, I think that's a good play. 43.5 is a good play. 2 more games here in the early window for us to discuss. Philadelphia is on the road at Minnesota. Look, the number ticked back up to 2.5 now at some of the news that offensive linemen may be available for Philadelphia. I got 2.5 2 days ago. Caesars is still at 2. BetMGM's at 2. South Point's at 2 here in Vegas. Hard Rock is at 2 as well. I got plus 2.5. Pat, I just have a hard time with this Vikings team. Sorry, with this Eagles team going on the road to a Vikings team off of a bye in which they have to have this. And the vibes just aren't great here at all for what's going on for Philadelphia. I know you could say, well, 3 straight losses for Philadelphia. Yeah, I am thinking 3 straight losses for Philadelphia. Carson Wentz revenge game, and I think I trust KOC off a bye to have that offense clicking against the Eagles coming in. I took the 2.5 points. Where are you on Eagles and Vikings?
I haven't bet it yet, but with your encouragement here, Matt, I think I am going to bet the Vikings. Like, it's a lock that I would not bet against the Vikings at US Bank Stadium. It's just a rule of thumb. I'm not betting against them in that building where they've won 6 of their last 7 home games. And should the Eagles really be road favorites against any average to good team? Like, they're 4-2, but the Eagles have been outgained in all 6 of their games this season. The offense just not clicking under new OC Kevin Patullo. I have reservations about the Vikings offense too with Carson Wentz at quarterback, but yeah, I definitely lean Vikings here.
It's a Brian Flores game to me. I mean, this is about Brian Flores finding ways to make sure that Viking defense, they've been great in the second half of games. They haven't been great in first half of games. Onside kick was recovered by the Rams. Okay, so that game's over. I mean, I'm very surprised that we haven't seen more plays here on the under. I thought this number would move. We really haven't seen much. It actually moved to the over. It was 42.5 at open. It's 44 at Circa right now. So some pro money coming in on the over in this game, which I don't really agree with. But I mean, I've seen it where like anytime Jalen Hurts touchdown is even money. And I think and people are running to the window to bet that, saying like Hurts is going to score a touchdown today. And I'm just like, be really careful. I mean, the books are pricing it where it is for a reason. So, I mean, you're looking for a prop in the game. I think that might be a decent angle because of the price is pretty good. And we know that the best running game in the red zone for the Eagles is Jalen Hurts. But I think Brian Flores dials one up here today. Tight football game. It's not going to get to 3. I tell you that. It's not. I mean, if that number goes to 3, the pro money on the Vikings will come pouring in. But right now, I think we take it and go. It's going to be I don't know. I think the Vikings win the game outright. Do you?
Would not surprise me. A money line play might be the way to go here, more so than taking the 2.5.
If you just don't want to play around with it, you can get that anywhere from plus 120 to 128. 125, most books somewhere, at plus 120 for the Vikings on the money line. I can't wait to watch it. The Patriot game is the game I'm going to pay attention to, but I can't wait to watch that game. I think it's going to be fascinating to see what the Vikings look like coming off of a bye, and then what the Eagles look like here, potentially looking at 3 consecutive losses. The last game in the early window is ugly. The Carolina Panthers are on the road, and they are dogs now. They were favored at a time. It was 2.5 to the Jets. It had flipped to Carolina being favored, or back to the Jets being favored here. I mean, Carolina does not win games on the road. This total was 39.5 or 40 here. Can I find any way to talk you into the Panthers money line here, Pat, today?
I don't think you can, Matt. I mean, even though the Jets are the last winless team in the NFL,
right?
Some of the metrics suggest that the Jets aren't a truly horrible team. So they're 27th in total DVOA, only 3 spots behind their opponents today, the Panthers. And the Jets are actually ranked ahead of the Panthers in the Massey Peabody rankings.
Okay.
And then again, as much as I want to bet the home dog, the Jets have exactly one good pass catcher, Garrett Wilson, and he's out today with a knee injury. So it's going to be really hard for the Jets to generate offense against a pretty underrated Panthers defense that's actually been respectable this season. So I'm not taking a side here, Matt. I do, even with the low number, I do sort of like the under here. This game is going to be a rock fight. Justin Fields, no one to throw to. Bryce Young, 5.8 yards per pass attempt.
Right.
It's going to be hard we're not going to see a lot of long sustained drives in this. Only way this goes over is if teams are playing with a short field off turnovers.
The numbers are crazy. So the Jets are 0-6. Teams that are 0-6 straight up or worse are actually 11-4 against the number since 2020 in their next game in week 7. So
wow,
this would be a play on the Jets. Bryce Young is 1-15 straight up on the road in his NFL career. 16 road starts, 15 losses. That is crazy. Against non-divisional opponents, Bryce Young is 0-10 straight up, losing by an average of 14.5 points per game. He doesn't just lose these games. He gets annihilated. They get blown off the field when they play non-divisional games on the road. So I have a hard time backing the Jets in this spot, but it's Jets or nothing. It's literally, if you're betting the Panthers, bless you, because you are going against the world here when it comes to taking the Carolina Panthers. There's no number, no trend, nothing that tells you to take Carolina other than a straight gut play to take the Carolina Panthers on the road against the New York Jets. Guys, today's show is being brought to you by Hard Rock Bet, the sportsbook app. Roll with Hard Rock Bet this season. Sign up with the Hard Rock Bet today and place a $5 bet. If it wins, you'll score $150 in bonus bets on top of your winnings. That's just one reason to check out the Hard Rock Bet app. See why it gets so many stars and such great ratings. If you're looking for more insight, here's what you can find from the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub. KC's won 13 in a row as a home favorite. The Jets have won 11 straight against the NFC South. Miami has dropped 11 consecutive games as underdogs against the AFC. Tennessee with a new head coach, 10-game streak of failing to cover at home against the Patriots. Josh Jacobs has scored a touchdown in 11 straight games against the NFC. Christian McCaffrey is on an 8-game touchdown streak in the month of October. On Hard Rock Bet, you can get profit boosts for football players, parlays every day through Monday. There are new promos every day. So no matter when you listen to this, open the app, check out when you guys have a shot at it any day of the week. Download the Hard Rock Bet app today and make your first deposit. We go to the afternoon slate where we start with a Indianapolis at the Chargers. I think the Colts are the best team in football, but I would bet the Chargers today. Laying 2, 1.5, maybe even 2.5, depending on what book you're looking at here. 48.5 is the agreed upon total for this game. Pat, the Colts have been so good in domes and so good even on the road. I mean, they should have beaten the Rams in this very building, and now it's the Chargers. Any shot the Colts keep this going, or do you like LA to get the W today?
The Colts could definitely win this game, but I do lean slightly toward the Chargers, who are 15-9 since the start of 2024 with Jim Harbaugh as their head coach. Like, they just solidly cover with Harbaugh. They've covered the spread in 10 of their last 12 games as favorites against AFC opponents. And yeah, so I just this does sort of feel like a circle the wagon game for the Chargers, and maybe the Colts are due for a clunker.
So a couple interesting stats from Shane Steichen. 23 games in the month of September and October that he has coached as the head coach of Indy. He's 15-7 against the spread. This guy's great. Wow. Early in the year, this guy is great. In December, he stinks. Like, stinks. So this is a team you bet on now and a team you bet against later. But Daniel Jones is 4-0 straight up as a favorite this year. He's the only quarterback who's 4-0 straight up. He's a dog today, so we'll see what happens here. But Jim Harbaugh, as a head coach in the NFL, is 31-14-3 when the line either doesn't move or it moves against him. So this number has ticked around here a little bit. People don't know what to make of Harbaugh in the betting market. Generally a good idea to come in and bet Harbaugh to win here at home. They need it, frankly. They need it today.
Do you think we get points? You think this game plays over?
I don't, because I don't know what I think the Chargers just want to run the football, and I think the Colts would like to do that as well. But I like Daniel Jones in this type of environment because there's no weather to worry about. So for that situation, I think we could see some points, and he's going to be more comfortable. I mean, Daniel Jones is when he's been pressured, and we know that at times the Chargers defense likes to blitz. When Daniel Jones is pressured, he's the #1 quarterback in the NFL with a completion percentage of over 66% when he's blitzed. Daniel Jones,
yes,
when he's blitzed, he's the #1 quarterback up against the blitz. So it's difficult. It's like, wait a minute, come on. Like, Daniel Jones, at some point, the clock strikes midnight, right? And he goes back to being New York Daniel Dimes. But up to this point, it hasn't happened. So I mean, this is why I haven't bet it, because, like, I love the Colts. I lean the Chargers, but I haven't bet it because I don't know exactly what's going to happen coming up.
Yeah, I know it's. I've been like that sort of with the total on this game. I really want to bet the over. Like, in both of these teams' last 11 games, Matt, the Chargers are 7-4 to the over, and the Colts are 8-3 to the over. Yeah, but I mean, the one thing, if Joe Alt were playing for the Chargers, I'd bet it over. He's doubtful. So I mean, like, that one little thing is what is keeping me from. Well,
and this stat might keep you off it as well. Since 2020, when two dome teams play, the under is hitting at a 54% clip.
Wow.
Since last year, 27-12 to the under when two dome teams play. So just give you an idea of trend wise. Doesn't mean this game's not going over, but just trends wise, it would lean towards an underplay here for this one. What was the total for the Rams game? The total was 43.5. So what are we at here? 3rd and goal. No touchdown. Okay, let's see if the Rams kick a field goal or the Rams go for it here. Oh, flag is out. So the Rams have the ball on the 5-yard line. It's 28-7. So if you're sitting on an over ticket, personal foul, roughing the passer against Jacksonville gives the Rams 1st and goal from the 3. Oh my. Okay.
But the lowest The lowest total we had was 42.5. So even if they get the touchdown, it's not going to be, it's still going to be short of that, right? I didn't see it. I don't think I saw it at 42 or lower anywhere.
No, I think you're right. So a touchdown here would make it 35-7. So then we put it at 42. But the problem is there's 5 minutes to play.
Yeah.
So
Over's still alive.
Jacksonville is going to go straight. If they score quickly here with the 1st and goal from the 2, if Jacksonville goes and gets football back, they've got 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning to go down and try to score a touchdown. You're going to get, if you've been on the under, you've been thinking all day, it's 21-0 at halftime. We're all good. 3rd touchdown catch of the day for Davante Adams. Have a day, Davante. If you are playing him in fantasy, you got smacked. Davante Adams had a day over in London. PAT pending, 5 minutes to play. If you're on the under, oh boy, big time sweat time coming for you guys right now on this. What a catch by Davante Adams. Hell of a play. He Randy Mossed that. He completely mossed the DB, taking it away from him for a touchdown for the Rams coming up. Okay, Denver hosting the Giants. I am teasing this game down, and the number now is 8. So we're already 8.5 at FanDuel. It's 8 at Circa. I pulled this game down to 1 and took Denver. I also think Jackson Dart throws a pick here today. So I laid the prop bet on Jackson Dart to throw an interception. Are you in on this Jackson Dart stuff, or you think he comes back down to earth today at Mile High?
Oh, I think he gets a rude wake-up call in Denver, Matt. I like Denver at home against a rookie quarterback. Like the Giants are absolutely headed in the right direction with Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, and that dangerous pass rush they have. But the Denver D is just nasty. And it's a tough matchup for a rookie quarterback. I think Dart is going to have major problems moving the ball with a thin group of pass catchers that he has to work with.
Yeah, I mean, at home, okay, great. I mean, it's a rookie quarterback playing in New York at home. That's awesome. And everyone's like, oh, look at this team. You're going on the road to one of the most difficult places to play in the whole NFL. Like, sorry, it's Sean Payton against a rookie quarterback. Yeah. No, like this is a bad situation. You see the pro money has come in and hammered on the Broncos. And there's a reason why the pro money is coming here and hammered on the Broncos, because this is a mismatch. This is not going to be a fun football game. Dart to throw a pick, and I teased Denver down. That's a Patriot Bronco teaser, -1 on both sides. You can still pull it down below 3 for both those teams. Patriots to 0.5 point, and you can pull Denver down from 7.5 to 1.5, or from 8 down to 2. That's my teaser for the week is Broncos Patriots. The Dallas Cowboys, 54.5 a total. We're 1.5 for Dallas. This number opened at -2 for Washington. We're now all Dallas Cowboys money. We have flipped. It's 1.5 for Dallas here. Pat, I can't see anything but offense for both these two teams. Trevon Diggs fell at home, cracked his head. He's got a concussion. He's not playing. I just think Dak Prescott throws for over 270 yards today. This is all offense to me. I'm on the over. What do you think about Dallas and Washington?
I'm fascinated by this game, but I'm not betting it at all. I think we could very well see a track meet and a lot of points, but the one thing I can't bring myself to bet the total when Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel are both going to be out for the Commanders. Not that it's going to be a big drop. They've got some tertiary receivers who are pretty good. Chris Moore, Luke McCaffrey, Jalen Lane. But I just don't know. Like, they lose a little bit of big play spark. And, and I've been tempted to take the Cowboys at home, but they have failed to cover 9 of their last 13 home games. I just worry that the Dallas run defense, which has been awful, won't be able to stop Jaden Daniels and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. So I'm laying off this one. It's going to be a fun game to watch, but I just can't get myself to invest in this one.
So some stats for you. You're right about the Cowboys at home, but against Washington, they cure everything for the Cowboys. They have covered 7 of the last 8 games. They're 7-1 ATS over the last 8 games against the Commanders. Dak is 10-3 ATS against the Commanders in his career. That's the best quarterback against the Commanders in the last 20 years. And at home, Dak has never lost to the Commanders. He's 6-0 straight up, 5-1 against the spread here. George Pickens was unbelievable. Do we know about CeeDee Lamb? Is he in or out today?
He's expected to be in.
Okay,
so that's pretty much a lock to play.
Perfect. So then you get CeeDee Lamb back. I like the Cowboys at +2.5. I still like them at -1.5. I think they win the game today. The game goes over. If this late money comes in, I was hoping that some commander money would show up in the market and drop this thing down to a pick, because then I would tease the Cowboys up to +6 and take the total down to 48.5 and do a same game teaser. But that has not happened as of yet. So we'll see if there's any money in the market that comes in on Washington. Probably not. Probably going to be Dallas money, but I would love a same game teaser on this to get over 48.5 and the Cowboys to get 6 points at home. But I don't really like crossing 0, but you can cross 0 and get over a field goal for Dallas. So if they lose, only losing by 3, but that's one way to approach it. I'm just betting the over at the moment, over 54.5 for Dallas and Washington. And finally, for the last game in the late slate, Green Bay at Arizona. Now, being a Packer fan like you are, I've heard that you guys have emptied out Green Bay, Wisconsin, and everybody and their mother is in Arizona. Is this true? I heard it's going to be like a home game for the Packers today up against this Cardinals team. The number is 7. Road favorite 7 in the NFL.
The Packer fans do travel well, Matt. But take it from this Packers fan, Packers don't do well as big favorites under Matt LaFleur. They do not take care of business and squash teams. You talked about the elite teams and how they just squash the bad teams when they're heavy favorites. Yep. Packers don't do that. And our colleague Terrell Furman dropped a good piece of intel on this game. In Jacoby Brissett's last 19 games as an underdog of 7 or more points when he's starting at quarterback, he's covered in 15 of them. So I like the Cardinals in the points here. And some people have suggested the over might be a good play here. Cardinals home games often play over the total. I'm not betting the total. And one other thing to pay attention with, like Josh Jacobs, there seems to be some real question about whether he plays in this game.
Oh,
today.
Okay.
That's he's the Packers, I think, activated Pierre Strong from the practice squad. And it's just, it was an illness thing. And 95% of the time, guys play when they're questionable with illness.
Right.
But with Jacobs, for some reason, there seems to be real concern that he could miss this game.
Trevor Lawrence loading up to throw to the end zone almost. They're on the 33-yard line. So with 3:28 to play, 2nd and 10 coming up for Jacksonville. They're driving 35-7, meaning 42. So we'll see if we get any points. I don't know why they kick a field goal here, but if you're on the under in this game, it is a massive sweat as the Jaguars are driving, trying to make this score look a little bit prettier than what it has been. It's been an ugly, ugly game in Wembley, at Wembley for the Jaguars so far here today. I'm with you on this. I mean, you look at the bye week coming up next week for Arizona underneath Jonathan Gannon. 2 previous bye week games previously, last 2 years, they're 2-0 straight up and 2-0 ATS in those games. So, I mean, the Cardinals, this is a wild stat. Unlikely the Cardinals to lose 4 straight games outright by all 4 points or less. They're the first team to do that since the 2017 49ers. Like, just bad luck consistently for this Cardinals team, where they could have won a bunch of these games, but they just lost it by 4 points or less. So I would expect a tight game. I'm with you. I expect Jordan Love to have some trouble here today. This defense for the Cardinals is decent. And 7 points for a road favorite? No. In this NFL? No. This is Cardinals or nothing for me. This is 100% you're taking the dog or pass on this one. Guys, track these bets and get line alerts straight to your phone by downloading the BettingPros app with Sportsbook Sync. Automatically track your bets across all major sports books in one spot. Easily monitor your bet performance by sport and bet type, including game picks, props, and parlays. Create custom betting systems to find winning trends and profitable opportunities. New users can get 6 months of BettingPros Premium for free with your first deposit and wager at one of our partner sportsbooks. Learn more by going to bettingpros.com/premium. So with the fact that we have 2 games on Monday night, Pat, that limits us here in the afternoon window. So now we go to Atlanta and San Francisco, Sunday Night Football. You got to explain this one to me, because it's all over the place. It's 1.5 for San Francisco. It's 1.5 for Atlanta, or it's a pick with a total of 46.5. Why are the Niners favored at certain books? I don't just because they're at home. I'm completely perplexed by this number.
Yeah, maybe because the Falcons played on Monday night and then have to travel cross country. So it's a pretty short week for them. That's maybe the one the one thing that would tilt me a little towards the 49ers here, but there's not much else that would tilt me toward the 49ers here, man. They're so beaten up. Like, they've just been crushed by injuries again, and they're 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 home games. So, man, if not for the rest disadvantage that the Falcons have, I would want to bet the Falcons. I think I'm just going to lay off.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want to take the Falcons, but I want to watch the game first, because the Falcons at home versus the Falcons on the road, they lost to the Panthers 30-0 on the road.
Right.
So it's like, okay, we know we're banged up. By the way, first in goal first and 10 from the 11-yard line, 2:39 to play, 35-7. Massive sweat coming in here on the under, 43, 44, depending on the number you got here. This is going to be wild to see what happens here. If you're on the under, you are sweating this out. You need a turnover right now. Jaguars aren't kicking a field goal, but they're on the 11 and they can get a first down at the 1. So that is not good news for anybody hoping to see this game stay under. If you're on the over, you got to feel like you're trending in the right direction here for you guys to be able to get yourself into the end zone. Completed pass down to the 6. So we'll see where we go here for the Jags in this total. Game's over. Rams will win. Rams will cover. I think if you look at the games on Monday, and like, this is where I know we all want to have action on like Sunday night, and like, you have 2 games on Monday. Like, if you have a good day on Sunday, even if you have a bad day on Sunday, like, this is like the type of game that I'd be like, just watch the game. Like, don't bet this game. You have 2 games to bet on tomorrow. Like, you don't need to bet this. This is, the market tells you there is massive discrepancies as to what should happen and who is the favorite in this game. And maybe there's an in-game opportunity to bet on, but I don't know how in the world you run to the window and say, I'm betting the Falcons on the road, or I'm betting the 49ers with Mac Jones in this offense, given he's got no one to throw the ball to. Like, I don't know. Where are you on the 49ers for the rest of the year? Like, should Mac Jones be the quarterback, or do you want Brock Purdy in there when he comes back?
I'm still a pretty big believer in Brock Purdy.
Okay.
You know, and when he first took over as the starter, I was not a big believer. He has won me over time. Like, I still think he's a better and more proven than Brock Purdy.
Okay. I know we have some time between now and Monday, and we have some content stuff coming out, but better game, Baker Mayfield versus Jared Goff, or CJ Stroud against Sam Darnold? Which one has more attention to you on Monday night?
Oh, I got to go with the Detroit Tampa game. Like, that game is fascinating. That's going to be a fun one. Like, Stroud Darnold, that could maybe turn into a rock fight. Those defenses are pretty good, but I'm expecting fireworks in Detroit.
If Baker can do this, if Baker Mayfield can walk into Detroit and beat the Lions, I mean, look, I love Baker. He's my MVP. I mean, they have done it in such impressive fashion with all these injuries. Mike Evans is coming back. It looks like Ibuka's going to play as well. I don't know how you don't bet the over in this game. Like, this is, you know, as we've talked about with Andrew Erickson's calling, you know, Detroit the Coors Field of the NFL. With this much offensive firepower, I mean, come on. This is like a 34-31 type football game. Like, this is
you would think
up and down type game on Monday night. Should be a ton of fun to watch that one. And then I like Seattle a lot. I don't like Houston at all. I like Seattle. I like what Sam Darnold's got going here. I like the Seahawks coming up in that one. Guys, one more reminder, you can score 6 months of BettingPros Premium for free. Just make a deposit and place your wager at a partner sportsbook. Premium gives you access to Sharp AI, our betting systems, the prop bet cheat sheet, and the same game parlay builder, and more. All the tools you need to bet smarter. Claim your upgrade now at bettingpros.com/premium. All right, Pat, on the way out, let's go through your card for today and remind anybody if they missed the picks from earlier in the show.
Yeah, my favorite plays for today, I like a couple of unders. I really like the under in Saints Bears, just with the weather a factor in Chicago, and just I don't know. I think the conditions could make both teams pretty one-dimensional on offense, and you know, I kind of like the Saints a little bit here too. On the side, I like Panthers Jets under. Just the Jets without Garrett Wilson are not going to have much of a passing game, and Panthers with Bryce Young haven't had much of a passing game. I like the Broncos. I think you're with me on this one against the Giants, and just the rookie quarterback getting thrown to the wolves here with the Broncos pass defense being what it is. And then with props, I like Justin Fields under 167.5 passing yards. I mean, he's averaged 159.8 passing yards a game this season and 173.7 across 49 career starts. And that was with some good receivers. And now he has no Garrett Wilson. It's going to be a little breezy there too for that game. So I don't know if he even gets to 150 yards. I like J.K. Dobbins over 61.5 rushing yards. He's averaging 15.2 carries, 73.7 rushing yards a game, and 4.9 yards per carry. He faces a really bad Giants run D that's giving up 5.5 yards per carry to running backs. And the 7-point favorites, Broncos should have a pretty run-friendly game script. Finally, I have Perrault and McMillan going under 52.5 receiving yards. He's going against Sauce Gardner, who's been shadowing good receivers, good outside receivers all season. Sauce has only given up 10 catches this season on throws into his coverage. And he has shadowed George Pickens, DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton, and Mike Evans this season. None of those receivers went over 57 receiving yards. So I think Ted's probably going to be under 52.5.
Good stuff. We're facing a 4th and 13 here for the Rams against the Jaguars. I'll update you on that as this game is coming down. $1.55 to play. Rams will win. Rams will cover. So I'll start 1-0 on the daily juice plays. But for me, my card today, I am going with the Vikings plus 2.5 against the Eagles. I do think the Vikings are going to be a formidable opponent for the Eagles. I have not been high on Philly all year going into this year. I talked about the running game taking a big step backwards without Saquon Barkley, and I think that defense for the Vikings is going to frustrate the Eagles. Look, revenge game, if you want to play the narrative with Carson Wentz, that's fine, but I think Carson Wentz off a bye has a chance here. And oh my, Trevor Lawrence had a receiver open in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, but it was tipped away at the last second by a Rams defender, and the ball lands harmlessly to the ground. The under will survive. If you bet it, exhale, you'll get there. Final score would be 35-7 here. Oh my gosh, that's an unbelievable tip. Wow, so lucky. That should have been a touchdown for the Jaguars. I like the Browns laying 2.5 against Dolphins. I don't like Tua on the road in the wind. I just think that Dylan Gabriel, I like the running game for the Browns better. I like the Browns defense way better, and the Dolphins outdoors in bad weather. No way. Give me the Browns minus 2.5. I think the Cowboys and the Commanders, look, it may be just an easy, boring bet to say points, but I just think points. I think we're going to see a lot of offense on both sides. I don't like the Cowboys defense to stop Jaden Daniels, and I don't think the Commanders will stop Dak Prescott. Over 54.5 for Cowboys and the Commanders. The teaser is the Patriots -1 and the Broncos -1 for me. You can still get both those numbers, even though there's some movement on the Patriots and the Broncos. It's 6.5 for the Pats. It's 7.5 for the Broncos, or 8. You can still pull those things down below a field goal. That's the important thing. Get it below 3 for the Patriots and the Broncos. I think Jackson Dart gets picked off today. I'm going to fade the rookie on the road against a really opportunistic defense. The no-fly zone for the Broncos gets it done here. And as I said, I think Dak Prescott throws the ball all over the place, all over that defense for Washington. Dak over 269 passing yards coming up here for today. On the way out, Pat, just looking at, people always want to know about long teasers. You can do a couple of them. I mean, there's 2 of them that jump in particular. The Vikings to jump up to 8.5. And then take Miami to plus 8.5 is a potential one way of, it does qualify for a Wong teaser if you want to do that. You can also go ahead and take, I mean, my gosh, it's a pick now with Carolina and the Jets, but you can give Carolina +6 if you want. I wouldn't do that. But how would you feel about Vikings plus 8.5 and the Dolphins plus 8.5?
I like that. I mean, the
Dolphin scares me. I'm not going to lie.
It does.
It scares me.
So unpredictable with the weather. I like the Viking side of that for sure.
Yeah. I think you could probably, it's not a Wong teaser, but you can tease the Vikings up to plus 8.5 and take the Cowboys total down to 48.5 and bet over. It's not a Wong teaser, but it's 2 numbers that I think you might be willing to play around with. Which is the under you like best of the 2?
Oh, I prefer that Saints
under. So you could take that from 43.5 to 49.5 and bet under in that game. That wouldn't be horrible.
I don't think we're going to see any sort of fireworks in Soldier Field today, Matt. So
yeah,
I like that play.
Vikings plus 8.5 and Bears and Saints under 49.5. Not a Wong teaser, but just one extra if you guys are looking for something here for kickoff to jump in. If you guys like this between Pat and I, join us Tuesday. We do it every week. We'll preview week 8. We'll give you bets before the market moves. We'll give you survivor looks and leans and take a look at week 8 in totality coming up on Tuesday. He is Pat Fitzmaurice. I am Matt Perrault. We'll talk to you next week for week 8 for our best bets here on the Betting Pros YouTube channel.